Alright. Cool, I'm live. Hey everybody, Dirk the Red Panda here with Password. Once again on a giant 26-inch screen TV. I think it's 26 inches? At least that's what the diagonal is, I don't know. It's not like a giant TV, but it's like one you'd have in your like little room in your apartment. But yeah, nonetheless, Password is on a TV. I did it, guys. Yeah. So, if you remember my last stream, I thought the updates normally take an hour and a half to play. Turns out it took me 4 hours to play day 8. And so, instead of thinking of, I'm just going to do Dean's route one day, then Tyson's the next, I only got done with day 8 of Dean's. So now I'm trying to finish the rest of Dean's routes, so days 9 and 10, today. And hopefully I can skip through the repeated parts in Tyson's version of it. So, get through the parts that are the same scene text or whatever. And then when it gets to like the unseen parts where it's like unique, we actually read through those. And I think that is fair just because some parts are just, they're definitely the same concept, or it's like, if you watch my previous episodes, you'll kind of get the drift of what's going on some of those days. Some are unique, I think, but I know day 8's going to be pretty much the same all around. And it was pretty interesting to see how it turned out with our 50 questions of Oswin, who actually made the candidates list. Oh yeah, I also mentioned in my description that I would mention the winners of my regional polls. The reason why I called them regional is because they're not the actual bracket themselves. If you didn't win, if your character or your best boy didn't win this category, it doesn't mean they're not going to make the brackets. Like, it just means that if they won, they get guaranteed no matter what. And so that's what happened here. And if you guys want me to reveal the first winner, ironically, the first poll I put up was passwords. Does anybody want me to reveal it now? Anyone? Okay, I'm just going to do it. The winner of passwords regional poll was Tyson with 47%. Let me see if should I pull up the... screw it. I'm just gonna pull it up. Actually, I'm like, should I not? Yeah, I'm not. So, yeah, basically it was like 47% for Tyson, but Dean was like close behind with 25, then 11 for Haas, 8 for Dave, 3 for Sal, Roswell, Orlando. And Oswin and Benson got goose eggs, unfortunately. Alright, so if anybody wants me to keep going, or if you want me to say them in between certain breaks or scenes, we could do that, but I think it might be nice just to get them out of the way here. I'm acting very undecisive right now, and I need to make a decision. So, yeah. I'm just going to say screw it and just go through the remaining 25 polls and just kind of fast forward through them by just saying their winners and who kind of got close. Don't have to mention like all 10 candidates or all 5 or whatever for a category. So next one was Tennis Ace. And for Tennis Ace, Shuichi won with a resounding 54% of the vote, beating June out with 22 and everybody else like below that. Yeah, I'm just going to say like first and like maybe second and third if they're close. And then Echo ended up having Leo win the poll with 41%. It was really close between TJ and Leo until the last day, where Leo took a 6 or 7 vote stride ahead of him. And TJ ended up being like 15% behind. But, that's how it be. I wonder who won Adastra. Adastra. Okay, Adastra was won by Amicus, of course, with 75% of the votes. Neferu came in second with 23%. And then Cassius had 1 vote. But, man, it's participation that counts. Everybody else got goose-egged. Just a fun little fact. It was just basically a battle between Amicus and Nefero for that one. Beast X Light. Okay, the winner of Beast X Light was Travis with the biggest... Oh, no, Amicus had the biggest percentage, but... Actually, no, not the second biggest even for Travis. Third biggest percentage with 65% of the vote. So Travis from Beast X Light has a guaranteed slot in the bracket somewhere. Just like Amicus, just like Leo, Tyson, and Shuichi. So that's what I'm mentioning here. So whoever I mentioned won here, basically, you're definitely going to see him in the bracket. Alright, so Winds of Change. The winner of Winds of Change was Ulrich with 47% of the vote. Closest to him was like 29% from Pro. Moving on to Beastars. Beastars, the winner of this one was Legoshi with 56% of the vote, followed behind by Jack with 29. That one is a tough one because you got some pretty solid best boys from that series. But like I said before, just because Jack or Galheim or Bill or Lewis didn't win, it doesn't mean they're not gonna make it. Like, it's just that their determination in the bracket will be up to us, the jury, the committee. Just so you guys don't lose faith. Alright. The Smoke Room. This one was a fun one, but this one was a clear winner. We had Nikolai as the winner of the Smoke Room with 59% of the vote. And the next closest were a three-way tie between Samuel, Murdoch, and William. And shockingly, James got 0%. We'll wonder why. Okay, up next, extracurricular activities. With a resounding 63% of the vote, we have Spencer, beating out Coach Grifter with 24%, and the rest with Darius was the only other one who got votes, with 12%. The remaining three got shut out, which was a big surprise on my part. I thought Chester, Richard, maybe even Dozer would have gotten something, but no. Okay, now we start to have a few kind of close ones. Or I shouldn't say that. This one is close, but the other two aren't. This one was pretty close. We had Brian with 31% of the vote from Santa Lucia, winning the Santa Lucia poll. And followed behind with Carlos with a close 21%. So that one was pretty close. I think it was like 2 votes difference. I took screenshots of all the polls just for photo evidence so people don't say like, the votes changed, because I cut off the voting, or I stopped counting votes at 4 p.m. Pacific time, which was almost 4 hours ago. Alright, so next up we have After Class. This one was the most shocking one. Like, what happened was there was a really close battle between two characters, and it was like neck and neck through Saturday, like through Sunday morning, I guess you could say, through like midnight. But a dark horse, a third-party candidate, just made the most amazing comeback in it. For the winner of After Class with 49% of the vote, and somehow got out about 30 votes in one day, was Mark. I don't know how that happened, but Mark somehow clutched it with a 49% vote and victory with 36 votes. And then behind that was Lars with 15 and Coach Gill with 13 votes. So 20% and 18% respectively. Oh no, No! No! I knocked the cord out. I think I knocked the cord out, guys. I'm sorry. Is it gonna reset? Oh my goodness. I am so sorry for that. Okay, good. I don't know what I did. I'm not sure if I tapped something. Gotta be careful with the cords, but yes, technical difficulties just happened. And I apologize if you guys didn't get a chance to get to the poll. The poll was really last second. Like, I've been bouncing around trying to, start the bracket ASAP because I called it March Madness, and, It's probably going to take a long process the way I want to do the bracket, but yeah, it was a it was a very last minute type of thing that I did on last stream of Password, or I mean, not that I did on the last stream of Password, but that I conceptualized during the last stream of Password. So that was Monday or Tuesday, and then from there, the next 4, 5, 6 days were me just going ham on organizing it, and it took me like about 2 days to like get all the suggestions. Another 2 days for the polls that just happened. And within those 2 days, I also got the committee that I made, quote unquote, together. And so I'm really sorry for how rushed it may have been in terms of not being able to vote or not being able to see it. If I do it again next year, then I'll definitely give a lot longer of a time for the poll, like maybe a week instead of 2 days. I just had to get this thing on the ground running, and yeah, I was really hoping to get maybe some more suggestions, even though I already got 146. But besides that, it'll be a lot more cleaned and polished next year. This year was just a quick startup, and it's just more of testing the waters for the idea. So I think Leon Vegas, it might be Leon Vegas. I'm gonna say it like that. Leon Vegas, I apologize if you didn't get a chance to vote. You guys will definitely get a chance to vote on these upcoming polls, like the actual bracket itself. Even if the polls themselves are only a day, it's just, there'll be so many of them that you'll get to see one somehow or another. I'll explain that after the stream, maybe in my next video. I don't want to bog this video down much longer. I've gone on 13 minutes already. And I'll put a skip time for the actual Password content. This is just something that kind of happened in conjunction during all the Password stuff. Okay, so up next, we're about halfway there, I'd say. We have Night in the Woods, and it was between Greg and Angus. And the winner of that was Greg with 70% of the votes. I think both of them were pretty well received by the jury and you guys, so I have a feeling they'll make it. I can't guarantee that until I actually sort them out. I'm waiting for one more person to kind of confirm their ratings in the committee, because they had some that they kind of left blank. It happens. Okay, up next is Star Fox. The winner with this one I'd consider the second biggest. Night in the Woods, I would be like, I'm not going to count that as like the biggest or second biggest, because there's only 2 of them. But there's 3 of them here, so with 71% of the vote, Wolf won the Star Fox category. And up next, we have Goulash from Notes of Hearts winning the Notes of Hearts category. I guess I spoiled it too soon. But yeah, Goulash won Notes of Hearts with 51% of the vote. So congrats to him. All right, Tokyo After School Summoners. Oof, this one was a tough one. There were like 80 votes, give or take. I have to click the link for the page. Watch somebody vote right now, like last minute. I think it was like 80 something. Nope, nobody else voted last minute. That's good. 85 votes. So Tokyo After School Summoners, 14 candidates, 85 votes. This one was really well distributed, I would say. Like, it wasn't heavily one-sided, at least from what I saw. At least all the percentages were within decent range. At least when we got to like the top 4, I would say. Okay, the winner of Tokyo After School Summoners with 18% of the votes, so that was like about 10 votes, I think it was Horkeo Kamui. I hopefully pronounced that right. Maybe I didn't. But, so Horkeo Kamui with 18% of the votes won Tokyo After School Summoners. So at least they'll have him representing the group. I don't know how the others did. Lord knows, because we have to still organize the rankings. But yeah, the whole ranking stuff is like 99% done. It's just waiting for that one person to finalize it with me. Okay, Up next is Nekajishi. Oof, this one was a fun one. This one was back and forth for a little while, too. But then at the end, the winner claimed it with a 49% vote, as opposed to the runner-up who only got 35%. But the winner of the Nekajishi category with 49% of the votes was Clouded Leopard, also known as Likalau, for Nekajishi. So yes, Likalau was the winner, or was best boy, I'd say, for Nekajishi. I'm getting too, formal about this. The winner is, instead of saying, this guy is best boy for Nekajishi, or whatever. Okay, I'm going to try and finish off like that to make it sound more appealing. Yeah, there was big arguments between Clouded Leopard and Lin Hu, who was second place, with 35%. Alright, so Socially Awkward. The winner of this one, with a resounding 50% of the vote, next best was only 19%, but the best boy of Socially Awkward with 50% of the vote is Makan. So congrats to Makan, representing Socially Awkward. Alright, Major Minor. Here we go. This one was also kind of close, actually. So this one, the second place was tied between two people with 25%, but the winner pulled it out with 38% of the votes. And the winner with 38% of the votes goes to Conrad. So best boy of Major Minor is Conrad. Alright, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 left to go, so don't worry, I'll try and go through this quickly. Once we get to the 20-minute mark, I bet I'll have left all you guys leaving the video or something like that. Left you guys hanging, but okay. Speed round time. Okay, Super Mario Bros. / Donkey Kong. The winner of that with 74% of the vote is Bowser. So Bowser is best boy for the Super Mario Bros. Category. Mornatsu. Best boy of Mornatsu with 21% of the vote goes to Kuya. At the end, he pulled it out with a two votes, I'd say, actually. It was really tied and back and forth towards the end. It may have been 1, may have been 2. But it was within 1 or 2 votes. Okay, Repeat. The best boy of Repeat with 41% of the votes goes to Owen. So congrats to Owen, and congrats previously to Kuya. Alright, Identity. Not too familiar with this story personally, but I had some people in my group. Some had strong opinions about some of the characters in Identity, good or bad, but the winner of Identity with 52% of the vote, the best boy of Identity, is Brymore. So congrats to Brymore with 52%. Alright, up next, we have Bad Time Stories. So, Bad Time Stories, the winner, or the best boy of Bad Time Stories with 44% of the vote goes to Tylos. Congrats to Tylos, and behind him was Raunch with 25%. Okay, Animal Crossing New Horizons. This one was really close. It was neck and neck all the way to the end. So what happened was our one and only tie of the polls. This is the first time we had 2 first place people have a tie. So the 2 people who were tied for first place with 33% were Tom Nook and Apollo. So this one we had to come down to a jury vote. Our committee of 7 had to come down to a jury vote to decide who the best boy was between Tom Nook and Apollo. So what happened was the winner of Animal Crossing New Horizons, based on a 4-1 jury vote, because the last 2 hadn't responded yet, and, best of 7 is 4 at least, so no need to get their votes. So a 4-1 vote, the winner of, or the best boy of Animal Crossing New Horizons was Tom Nook. Congrats on pulling that one out, Tom Nook. Okay, so next up we have The Pirate's Fate. This one was really close, even though there was only 2 of them. It was between Liko and Darius. Winner of that went to Lico with 54% of the votes, a single vote, to guarantee him a spot. Okay, finally I'm at the end of this. We're going to probably skip to about 22, 23 minutes for the people who only want to see me play Password. Sorry if I kept you guys on for so long being bored. But our independent category. Well, a lot of these characters are going to make the bracket just because of like high ratings and stuff like that from the jury. Only one of them will have a guaranteed spot no matter how well they were amongst us, the jury. But this one was really close too. Like, it went back and forth between the top two at the end. And third place was not that far behind either. But the winner, or the best boy of the independent category, with 20% of the votes, goes to Shiro from Brand New Animal. Just pulling it out by 2 votes, I think it was. 1 or 2 votes. And right behind him was Jerry from Regal Tales with 17%, followed by Haida from Agretzko with 15%, followed by Nick Wilde with 13% from Zootopia, Angus from After Years, Puro from Change, Sly Cooper, and the list goes down. Alright, so congrats to our winners, our 26 guaranteed members that will make the bracket. The remaining characters are basically up to fate, up to the jury to decide. So, I'm excited that I got to share this with you, and expect that and like the reveal, the bracket reveal video, I guess you can call it, to come out either Tuesday or maybe late Monday if we decide to make it like a committee video where we're all hanging out together and saying it. Because we're trying to meet up tomorrow. That's the plan, but I'm not sure. I'm like 5 of our members are sure about it, and or 5, yeah, I'd say 6 members are pretty on board with it. The last one's just tough time zones. Alright, so yeah. Don't worry if Haida or whoever didn't win. They still have a chance to make the bracket. And I know some of those characters, even if they didn't win their poll, did better in our own ratings than some of the winners. That was true for some more than others, but... Alright, skip to 2230 to get ready for the password reading. So I'm going to hit enter. Skip to 2245 for the password reading. Okay. One more enter. Better safe than sorry, am I right? Save. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't started yet. If any of you just hopped on now, I was just revealing the winners of the regional polls. And I'll get more into explaining why that is and why I got kicked off of... I don't know why I keep getting kicked off. I do not know why I keep getting kicked off. I am literally just having a frustrating moment of... Oh, am I still live? I am very confused. My YouTube is the weirdest thing ever. Okay, I'm gonna click on that. Okay, we're still live. I was nervous. I'm like, what happened to my stream? The live streaming page just suddenly acted a fool. So, sorry for anybody I told to skip to 22:45. Screw it. You guys go to 24 minutes. Okay, we are going to start days 9 and 10 of Dean now, and we are not going back. Okay. Yeah, sorry about the panic there. My screen just got cut out for some reason. I'm back. My mic also disabled itself. Everything is going wrong, and that is just how it be. Alright, let's load the game up and get into this. Day 9, we are going to deal with Dean. Lots of D's here in this novel. Hopefully that does predict something in the future. Wink, wink. Let's load it up. Alright. I opened my eyes slowly, waking right where I fell asleep. My phone, now dead, was still in my hand, and I flexed my grip around it before setting it on the bedside table. Quietly, I looked around the room, searching it, wondering if by some miracle that I was somewhere else. It wasn't always this bad. Some days were just easier than others for sure. This was for sure a day where I just wanted to crawl back into bed and get some sleep. I almost scrambled under the covers and laid my head down, eyes still closed. Sleep found me quick again, but it only felt like minutes before I woke to someone coming into my room. The door closed just as quick, and despite how quiet he was being, the scent gave him away without me needing to open my eyes. He wandered over and placed something on the side table before placing a hand on my head, stroking gently. "Hey, rise and shine, handsome." Aw, there he is with his plaid short-sleeve shirt. I slowly opened my eyes upon smiling my coffee. I slowly opened my eyes upon smelling the coffee he had sat down, looking up at the bear standing beside my bed. Good morning." "Oh. Hey, good morning." You must have been tired. Slept through breakfast and everything." "I had a rough night. Well, something like that, at least."
Well, I brought you a coffee at least."
Dean passed me the coffee and sat down on the bed, eyeing me carefully. "How'd you sleep?"
"I had medication, so I was fine. Was out like a light eventually."
"Oh. Okay." I gingerly sipped my coffee, looking about the room. Maybe I should clean or do something today to just gather my thoughts.
That's familiar."
Oh god, my voice just cracked. Dean's voice is cracking. Help!
That's familiar.
What is?
That look you're wearing."
Sighing out, I took another swig from the mug in my hands before setting it off to the side. So for anyone who wants to know, I was booted out of the team, so no info for you. Just retracted it as he said it. Just had to clarify that part, no, he wasn't booted, we decided to add tiers to the roles, alternates and, main committee members. So, we just had a last minute switch up. So, yeah, don't worry. Zachary's still a part of it, but, do not bombard the committee members. Please do not harass committee members. Committee members do their thing. Oh, hey, fellow committee member. I kid, that's just lied. Who is a committee member, but I'm not going to say anything. But, yeah, we are working long and hard to get you the best boys for the bracket. So, yes, please do not harass, and I am the head of it, so, if you got any flack, come to me about it, and I will do my best to help dispute it. Alright, so, back to the reading. Nobody here came for the March Madness. Just have to work through some stuff. You know how it is.
Boy, do I ever.
How's that stuff on your end anyway?
Fine, I suppose.
Dean looked me over before turning away with a sigh.
I should apologize about something while I remember, too.
Apologize for what? What happened?
I know I came on strong, but I want you to know that I don't mean that's all I'm after. Chalk it up to worry on my part that I'm not making my intentions clear enough sometimes.
I'd say it was pretty clear. I tried to flash him a wry smile, but his expression didn't budge. Instead, he looked elsewhere.
Still.
He sighed out, rubbing his forehead.
I'm sorry. I'll try and dial it back.
I placed my hand on Dean's, holding it while I took another sip of coffee. As he looked to me, he smiled softly, with his smile becoming more genuine as he took my hand in his proper. As much as you talk about sex, Dean, it's not as if I don't want to get there too. It's just a big step, right?
I suppose it is, yeah. I mean it, though. I'm happy to let you set the place. I'm happy to let you set the pace.
Right.
But, while that's what's bothering me, what's bothering you? Or what's bothering you?
Oh, I looked across to my phone, eyes lingering on it before I looked back to Dean. Oh shoot, it's because of what happened last night. Oh no, this is tragic. The feels are gonna hit. So, Orlando told you about my dad, right?
Oh.
Sometimes I just miss him a whole lot. Last night was one of those nights where, I trailed off, looking down to my mug of coffee with a sigh. I'll go for a walk later and try to clear my head. I think. It's been a rough couple of days. Same here, Dave. High five. But don't high five, because that is too tragic to high five for. Dean shifted closer and lifted my chin gently so I was looking at him.
Promise you'll come get me if it's too much, alright?
Okay, I promise.
Well, I'll let you get changed.
Oh, alright. To be honest, I'm surprised you didn't make a bigger deal about wanting to see me change.
Hey, I was being serious about what I said before. My curiosity aside, I do know sometimes when to be a gentleman. Besides, I might get my chance tonight.
Ooh hoo hoo. Wink wink, nudge nudge, wink wink, nudge nudge, wink nudge, nudge, whatever. Fuck it. Okay, continuing. As I began to laugh, Dean wandered off, blowing me a kiss before he left the room. And as he fell asleep, I am going to get water. Sorry. Just that thirst. That thirst is strong. Alright, so, dressed and as ready as it could be, I made my way downstairs. At first glance, it seemed as though there wasn't anyone else around. It felt lonely, but I knew that I needed the space to think things over. Where were the others, though? Were they all separated, or were they together? I grumbled, digging my fingers into my head and lightly tugging on my fur. Oh, there's Benson, one of the nil point of the password cast. And by nil point, I mean one of the people that got 0 votes. Poor Benson. It was only when Benson cleared his throat when I took notice of him, standing off to the side, watching me curiously. Are you alright? Or are you quite alright? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I haven't been here long, but you seem distraught. Maybe. Actually, no. It's like that meme where it's like, yes, but actually no. What's the opposite? Actually no. Yes, I am. Just... I threw my hands up before letting the entirety of my body slump, just shy of being enough to make me fall to the floor as I groaned. Last night took a lot out of me. Did you make the most of it, though? I guess. I don't know if it's really gotten me anywhere, though. Indeed, Master Osman mentioned as such when I brought him his breakfast. Oh yeah, I forgot we have to feed him. I imagine him being like, it's like an epic gamer moment where it's like, Benson just keeps delivering him like pizza rolls and stuff into his like bunker hideout, and it's just like, Master Osman, here is your lunch, pizza rolls. I asked for them with, or no, that's not Austin's voice. Or it's like, I asked for them without pepperoni. Begone, Benson! And Benson's like, okay, good day, sir. And just yeets out of the room. Poor Benson, though. Benson never get any respect around here. This poor otter boy. Still better than Chase, am I right? Am I right? Self-high five, okay. Master Osman mentioned as such when I brought him his breakfast. Was he saying it about him or me? He's undecided about himself. All I know is that he was eager to get his... I don't know why I keep stammering over myself. I've been really bad. I've been worse than I've ever been in my life. All I know is that he was eager to get to his lab this morning to do... something. I may have been around a while, but when the master goes on about... Benson paused, toying with his mustache while he pondered something. Well, my mustache is starting to grow out too. I'm trying to get my hair cut at home tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna try and do some of it myself and maybe have my parents help me, like, with spots I can't see. But yeah, I need a haircut tomorrow. Maybe someday soon I could do a live... I'm doing a live stream, of course. Maybe someday I could do a, like, live stream with my face on it, or with a camera on me. But right now I do not look the best, and so today would not be that day. I know that listening to the All the Above episode 14, like the roundtable one with Decker, Decker's the host, with Basket, Chircoy, and Dinewolf, they said it was nice seeing, like, visual novel players, like, showing their faces and their facial reactions to things, but I don't know, I feel like I reveal enough of my voice, but at the same time I want to show my face. It's just the whole stupid, what if some interviewer researches my face and somehow finds out my videos? I just hate that about the world. It's like, can't you just not take that against me? Like, this is my own personal life. I'm not selling cocaine. It's like shit like that. It's like, if I'm doing a channel like this or something like that, I'm not representing the company through this. I'm using a pseudonym and different identity. You guys will never know my real name. Unless you dox me. In that case, I will throw you out the window once you come in and bust my window open. Alright, so what am I doing? I am continuing to read. Benson paused, toying with his mustache while he pondered something. The more technical aspects of both his hobbies and qualifications, I find myself at a loss. Oh, well, okay. Maybe I'll find out in a few days then. What makes you say that? Oh, he said in a few days he'll show me something, so... I don't know. Maybe it's something involving that? I wonder. Ah, yes. Before I forget, your laundry is almost ready. Oh shit, I need to do laundry myself. Fuck. Oh, great. I would advise against being so messy in future. Pumpkin stains are easy enough to get rid of. Other things, not so much. Uh-oh. Sticky. Promise. I'll bring your clothes to your room sometime today. Oh, okay. Sorry for the mess. I shifted on the spot, uncomfortable. Now, my boy, if I've had to clean up after Master Oswin, I'm sure your room will be fine by comparison. Is he really messy? Oh, you have no idea. Now, I'd best be off. Good day, Master Dave. Oh, see you later, Benson. Bye. I watched Benson move towards the stairs and about halfway up before continuing on. Scene change. I'm going to ask Grizz if this is going to be another 3-hour stream because I really want to be done before 10. Oh, somebody text me. I am sending it to Grizz right now. If you want to join it. If you want to watch. Okie dokie. Ready to move on. I found myself looking around an empty room again, and I scratched my head as I took a whiff of the air. I could still smell the lingering scent of toast, along with coffee. I wandered to the other side of the room, following the scent. By the time I was near the door leading into the kitchen, I found myself looking down, skirting around a particular spot on the floor that looked somewhat familiar. Once again I was alone, and this time sighed out without restraint. As bad as it was, I was half expecting Orlando to be in here. They just had to be elsewhere in the house, right? I'm as tired as Dave right now, fudge. The smell of toast was stronger in here, but I didn't want toast. Whenever I thought of my dad, I thought back to the breakfasts that we had, that he just made for the two of us when Mom was at work or otherwise just not around. And that was usually hard-boiled eggs, fruit, sometimes waffles, if burnt ones. Of the options available, I just grabbed a banana. Part of me wondered what Dean would have said if he saw me eating this. Probably like, oh, I know something else you could put in your mouth that's the same shape. I shook my head, a slightly smile forming. The consistency was nice, if anything. Pacing the kitchen with my banana, I ate bite after bite, thinking things over. I can't wait for Dave to start holding up bread again. Was this what it was like to be a cop? Figuring things out, except that you were potentially in risk of dying in the line of duty? Technically, you are in the risk of dying in this novel, so yeah, I guess. I left the kitchen and... Redo. I left the kitchen and found myself outside. Stretching, I felt my spine pop and joints loosen. Just like I was doing right now. Oh fuck, I just turned off the... Why does it keep doing that? Why? I am so confused by this TV and the HDMI cable. I'm not sure if it's like this that I'm tapping on. That's like... I think it's just the bottom. Let me check. Come on. I did it. I did it, my boys. It's back. Alrighty. So, I left the kitchen and found myself outside. Stretching, I felt my spine pop and joints loosen. The plan was to go for a walk, but I didn't really know where I was going. The front yard was expansive, the driveway leading further down, out of sight beyond the trees. Maybe following it towards the main road would be an idea, in case we needed to escape. By burying my hands in my pockets, I started the slow stroll towards the trees and down the driveway. It was quiet. Even the sounds of insects and birds were muted, almost as if there was this silence that was draped over the place. Light filtered down from the canopy above, lighting my way down the winding driveway. Everything looked the same, and around each turn seemed to just be more driveway. If I had my phone on me, I would have been able to check how long I'd been walking, but it felt like a solid hour with no headway. With a sigh, I looked back. The way I'd been looking just the same as what lay in front of me. Taking a load off on the side of the driveway, I let my mind wander. It had been a year since it happened. Some days were better than others, but even after this long, I refused to believe that it happened at all. Orlando kept reminding me to accept it and try to move on, and I know that because of it what I've withdrawn. But really, what does he know? None of them, at least as far as I could tell, knew what it was like. Which is probably why this whole ordeal with Austin was putting me at odds. I wondered if it was worth bringing up with the others. If seeking help from the others was worth blowing Oswin's cover. At least until I could figure things out, I was in this by myself. Grumbling, I stood back up, shooting a look down the driveway. I could leave now, put all this behind me, and just run. Looking back at the way I'd come, I grimaced. Running would maybe keep me safe, but what about the others? If I wasn't around to stop them from dying, would it just keep happening? The stress was making me tug at my fur, a habit that I'd picked up from Tyson when he was upset. Why me? Groaning, I started to head back to the mansion, shoulders slumped and dragging my feet. As I trudged back the way I came, I wondered what Roswell's take on this would be. He always had an interesting way of seeing the world, and maybe being a bore would make it easier to have a read on Oswin. I smirked, the in-joke flashing to the forefront of my mind. How often we said racist to one another. I was starting to wonder where the actual line was drawn. By the time I reached the front of the house, I was tired again. Be it the rough night or the walk. I wasn't sure which. Either way, I was ready for something to eat, or at the very least, another chance to sit down. My hand went to my pocket to check my phone, patting it down before realizing I'd left it up in my room to charge. Was it lunchtime? I wanted it to be. I wandered back inside and heard people nearby. After having missed them for breakfast, I was eager to see what they were up to. As I entered the room, everybody was pissed off again as usual. I saw a heated discussion led by Haas between the two others he was nearby. None of them seemed to pay me any mind as I entered. By comparison, though, the others were on a pause in their conversation, with Orlando looking anywhere but the other two he was sitting near. "Oh, Dave, perfect timing." Perfect timing? For what? I eased closer carefully, wondering what I was about to get wrapped up into.
to tell these two off. They're being mean.
Oh. Guys, being mean is bad. Drugs are bad, okay? We're not being mean. We're just having a little fun is all. Oh, well, I like fun. Fun is good.
Don't fall for it. I don't understand. What's wrong with what we were saying? If you have stuff in your beard, someone should tell you.
Orlando grumbled to himself, shaking his head before resigning the point. Oh, by the way, what's the time? My phone's dead.
It's dead? You didn't charge it while you were sleeping?
Oh.
He forgot.
No, I didn't forget. Oh god, you're such a bad liar, Dave. You could have got away with it. Sal was getting her back and you do this to him? Man. I didn't forget, So, lunch. It's lunchtime, right? That's right. Benson made us lunch before moving off to go do something else. Not sure what, though. He seemed to be in a hurry. Oh god, Benson better not be a test subject. Hold on. Have you all eaten? For the most part. We looked around for you, but figured you couldn't have gone far. But what if I had been killed? I snapped out suddenly, causing the three of them to look quickly at one another before facing me. Feeling foolish, I fell into the nearest chair and buried my face into my hands. So, I'm going to bring you your lunch. And I'll help, yeah. You could probably use some coffee. Oh god, Sal. Sal is just fucking shook by this. Roswell and Orlando scurried off quickly, leaving me with Sal. He eyed me carefully before settling back down enough to say something, voice brought down to a hushed tone.
Are you okay?
I groaned, rubbing my face. I'm fine. It just still... I gestured, hands in the air, trying to wave off my own worries and, by extension, Sal's. I can't speak. It seemed to work enough that Sal settled back into his chair without a fuss. My outburst had brought the other three over, seemingly done with their conversation for the time being. Did I hear you correctly, Dave? I kept my eyes averted, looking towards the door to the kitchen, feigning to be eager to get my lunch.
You did? Can you blame him, though? How are you feeling outside of that?
And where did you disappear to? Have an adventure? I just decided to wander around for a bit. After I got up, I had a bite to eat and figured I'd walk down the driveway and see what I missed when we arrived.
Anything good?
Not really. There wasn't really much between here and the main road from memory, but that was some long driveway. You're telling me I didn't even make it to the main road? No surprise, but explains why you're missing. Maybe just let us know where exactly you're going next time. Okay, sorry.
Couple of us were worried. A good thing you stuck to a path, though. But as Tyson said, try to let someone know where you're going next time.
I rolled my eyes. I understood why I might have been coddled like this, but no one really kicked up a fuss about Roswell heading into the forest by himself. It's Roswell, though. He's like that least favorite child that you're like, just let him fucking go everywhere. Just let him be. Yes, Dave's Bizarre Adventure. This is a very odd adventure. You're in the place where maybe a possible mutant could live. Oh boy. Okay, I promise the next time I go wandering, I'll let someone know which direction I go in. But what were you guys talking about when I arrived? seemed intense. Dean looked between Tyson and Haas, taking a step back.
Don't worry about it. It wasn't important.
Not important? I'll have you know that it is very important.
What is important?
Some show Haas wants me to watch.
Apparently some guys pose at each other and all have the same name.
They do not all have the same name. You haven't even seen an episode. You might still like it.
And what makes you think stopping time and dropping road rollers on people makes for a good show? Like, whatever. It sounds dumb.
Oh, if this is the show I'm thinking about, it has a bunch of punching too. Is this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Oh god, they are talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Who the hell predicted it? Who the hell said Dave's Bizarre Adventure? Zachary, what the hell were you predicting? Screw you. Bread Cult. Join the Bread Cult today. Subscribe to the Bread Cult. So, oh, if this is the show I'm thinking about, it has a bunch of punching too.
Punching, huh?
Really? That's what sells it for you?
Well, it makes sense that he'd be more sold on that.
Hey, I've not watched any of your cartoons before. Cut me some slack. Anime. It's anime. It's an anime. We're watching some anime. Whatever. Same thing. Haas's eyes bulged for a second before Dean chimed in, trying to curb the conversation.
So, Dave, what were you planning on doing today?
I looked between Haas and Tyson before addressing Dean. Oh, poor Grizz is busy. I'm just gonna ask him how long these days are. I can't emoji. Alright, so I sent that to him. Alright, so I looked between Haas and Tyson before addressing Dean. I think I'm just going to keep my options open for now.
Well, it's a shame we just had lunch. Otherwise, I'd suggest a picnic.
A picnic? Really? Or a picnic? Really?
Yes, a picnic. What's wrong with that?
Don't see anything wrong with that, really. But maybe Tyson's just jealous. My attention turned to Tyson immediately, who seemed to have his jaw and fists clenched, but he didn't seem to be acting out. Oh, I made fan art for the thumbnail before with Dave and Tyson Haas. Did I not? Yeah, you did. You made a reference a while back, like JoJo's or something like that, Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, totally lost track of it, sorry. But, yeah, he didn't seem to be acting out. Haas. That might not have...
Don't worry about it, pup. He's the one that's jealous.
What? I don't...
Can't take it. Can't take what you dish out. Well, in any case, you've gone for a walk, but perhaps did you want to sit inside today?
Want to watch this cartoon with us?
I can't say it's normally what I go for, but potentially. What do you think, Dave?
Oh boy, I better say yes. I rolled back over to the door, leading into the kitchen just as Roswell and Orlando were emerging from it. Roswell had a mug, and Orlando had a plate stacked with a couple sandwiches. I wandered away from the other three towards them, seemingly joined by Sal on my way over. Hold on, I'm tired just like Dave.
One coffee.
And 2 sandwiches. I felt a hand on my shoulder, looking to Sal, who joined the conversation with a comment of his own.
and 3 of us.
Oh god, I'm gonna throw up. That's so cheesy. I love it. Together they make the best boy team, I think. I don't know. Zachary, I can't make promises on that. I'm sorry. I don't know where it is even, and I'd have to see it for context, but yeah. Like, I'm open to people suggesting thumbnails for me, and if I like it, then I'll throw it in there. I always appreciate the gesture, though. So, and 3 of us. Roswell counted us off with his spare hand, staring down at his count of 4, confused. So, what are you guys doing with the rest of the day? Looks like the others are off to go watch some anime. I've been roped into it, apparently. Oh yeah? What are they watching? Oh god, is it gonna be called Bobo's Bizarre Adventure? I better hear Bobo's Bizarre Adventure. Either that or it should be Bobo's Absurd Adventure. Let's hear it. I'll give you one guess. Oh, is he gonna do the re thing? I can't wait. Orlando looked around me to Haas, who was mid-pose while Tyson was rolling his eyes. Dean as confused as you expect. A bold move. Although showing Tyson anything is a hard guess. I guess an anime about fighting is. Well, at least action happens in it.
What kind of show is it?
Oh, so. Imagine that they're like ghosts that'll help you fight. Thanks for explaining JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to me, because I actually didn't know that aspect of it. It's like, I know they have stands. I'm not sure if they're like ghosts or just, kind of your spirits or something like that, but I knew there were stands. I had a roommate, I guess you could call him a friend too, because my roommates are kind of chill friends of mine. We still talk in our group chat occasionally. But yeah, I had a roommate who is so into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, just loved the show, referenced it all the time, watched it all the time, kept recommending it to me, and I just, can never get into it myself. Too hyper-masculine for me. I like my gay boys, but not that masculine. Like, not overly, let me just testosterone myself up to the 9s. Alright. Let's continue. Oh fuck, I hit the wrong button. They're not ghosts. They may as well be.
Well, alright. I hope you enjoy your ghost fighting cartoon.
They're not ghosts, Sal. He seems more relaxed now. They're not ghosts, Sal. More embodiments of the soul. Oh god, that sounds so cheesy. Orlando, you're gonna make me keep throwing up. Stop it. Of the fighting spirit.
Can't they all just get along nicely?
This sounds like me when I watch anything. It's like when I see an anime where people just keep killing each other, or I see a character that looks hot that gets killed, and it's just like, now I'm sad. Like, there was a character in BNA that died, and I was like, they actually look kind of good looking. Now I'm sad. But it wasn't as bad as that moment where watching Beastars, I felt really bad for one of the characters. But besides that, it's like, I want to see an anime where it's just more so dealing with the characters just distraughtness and not just, oh, this character is the life of the world and shit. I want to write a story like that someday. Just something about a character who is kind of the loner, the isolated, depressed, sad person, just so people can kind of get into the psyche of it. But I don't think anybody would want to play that. Like, that's the sad part. It's like, I want to write about it, but I feel like nobody would be interested. It'd be a very sad thing. Like, I'd still make it interesting if I did, of course. It's not just going to be, oh, woe is me, but that's going to be a big aspect of the main character. Join the Dirk cult. We have bread. I love how I went from super depressed to bread cult. What's up, bread cult? It's Dirk the Red Panda. Okay, so let's get back to this.
Can't we all just get along nicely?
In other words, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Roswell shook his head and handed the coffee to me, letting me drink in deep. Not long after did Orlando sat down the sandwiches in front of me.
I was considering a swim, but now I'm not too sure.
I'd still like that lesson, if that's alright. Wait, Orlando can't swim? How does he have a shirt with waves on it and he can't swim? I know you can still do that, but it just seems ironic.
I'm happy to give you that lesson still. Assuming that's still comfortable for you. Just not today.
Oh boy, I'm hoping Orlando doesn't die trying to swim. I get a feeling, I am calling it. Orlando, in the possible alternate ending or possible bad ending, Orlando drowns while trying to learn how to swim. And our decision has to save him. Or at least get Sal or whoever else to save him. But, we're going to be responsible for this. I swear to God. Oh, alright.
I just need to clear my head of a few things.
Well, why don't we play a board game or something to pass the time? No point the others doing something when we could also do something.
Sure, I'm down for a board game.
If you get tired of watching anime, you're welcome to join us if you're still playing, Dave. But if you're keen on watching anime, you'd probably want to eat lunch before they start without you, right? I turned my attention to my sandwiches, seemingly two different kinds. The first looked to be something with chicken, lettuce, and mayonnaise. Looked like it had cheese on it, too. I'm sorry, I hate mayonnaise. The second was the one that I was more keen on. Egg salad. Beastars reference? I think not. I just hoped it tasted good. And I hope it came from Legum on Fridays. But I had faith that if Orlando made it, he wouldn't do me wrong. There was nothing like having a good meal. Something I was reminded of while I was halfway through with my first sandwich. Less cranky, less stressed. Who knew that having a decent feed would make you feel better both physically and mentally? I could feel that. By the time I downed the second one, it looked like everyone was ready to start heading off to go do their thing. Oh Jesus, I got like a bajillion replies. Fuck. Why is Discord being like this to me? Oh god. I guess I have some bad news. I guess I'm not going to be doing day 10 tonight because Grizz says it's a long one. Or given your pace of reading, at least. Oh, also, if you're doing Deans, prepare for censoring. Gotcha. Okay. Just reading some of the other things. Moving on. So, I took my mug and plate into the kitchen, putting it in the sink to be washed. It seemed like the other dishes were still here, so I felt less bad just adding them to the pile. Still. I shook my head. Benson would probably get to it later, right? This was fine, right? At least I could stack the dishwasher, maybe. But with how everyone else had left them here, maybe they had arranged someone to do the dishes later already. I wandered back into the dining room to see Roswell and Tyson facing one another. Quickly, I looked to the others, who seemed to be swapping looks, just as confused as I was. What do you want? Roswell seemed to be ready to say something, his brow furrowed as he thought things through. Part of me hoped that he wasn't about to pick a fight, as unlikely as that seemed. While everyone is here, I want to apologize. For what? You know what for. Tyson looked Roswell over, eyes narrowing, only slightly before he nodded to the boar. All right. Everyone seemed to be giving Roswell the floor to speak, and just as well. I'm not going to lie. You were the last person I wanted to come onto this trip with us. You were an asshole to us when we were younger. I hated you for that. This is a great apology so far. I'm getting there. It's that very attitude that frustrates me. How can Dave move on from that? What does he even see in you? But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Me not being able to move on shouldn't, and doesn't, invalidate any improvements you've made to yourself in the time I wasn't around. So by extension, me taking it out on you, taking pot shots when I had no right to, put me in the wrong, no matter the reason. So, I'm sorry. Tyson sighed, scratching his neck. Look, I get it. I do. Didn't think you had the balls, to be honest, but I'm glad you got to vent. Whatever it was. But sure, apology accepted. While I'm at it, I'm sorry too. Not that it makes up for it, but that's how it goes. Really? Look, getting invited to this thing was great of Dave to do. If you know, a dick move on his part. Everyone in the room looked at me, and I stared back at Tyson, uncertain of what he meant. What did I do? Uh-oh. Well, I wasn't going to say this, but it seemed like a jerk move to invite Tyson along without checking with us. Right. Seems like something you'd want to run by everyone first. Sorry, Dave, but if I knew you were going to invite Tyson, I'd, yeah. I'm sorry, too. Why are you sorry, Sal? You do something wrong, too? Not that I know of, but it seems that to be what everybody is doing. Well, hey, no need to apologize if you've done nothing wrong. True, but Dave, why didn't you check with everyone? Yeah, Dave, I think that's a fair enough question to be asking. You think everyone would have said no? Oh, I can't speak. Hold on. Well, kinda, yeah. Then, why? I looked at Tyson, who had his attention on me too. He's my friend. And? That's enough, pup. It's not all on him. I knew what the go was. I accepted anyway, so there's that. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but... No buts. You own it up like a man. I whined, hanging my head. It was my fault. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching again. I'm having a really bad sleep schedule lately. I just don't know, it's just, I'm stretching myself thin with this channel and my creative ideas, I guess, you could say. That, and at the same time, I'm not doing enough of them. Yeah, it just feels like I'm stretching myself not in the best ways or in the wrong ways. Sorry if that was a weird rant, but I whined, hanging my head. It was my fault. I should have checked. Apologize again or stay quiet. Oh my god, why am I so bad at making decisions? So hanging my head. So I accept it anyway. So if I stay quiet, then it's like, you're owning up to it. Alright, so we're going to stay quiet. Well, no point in dwelling on it. You'll be alright, pup. I nodded meekly as everyone else seemed to be readying to head off. Tyson placed a head on my head, making me jump before flashing me a quick smile. Buck up. With apologies out of the way, we split up. Alright, class is now in session. Haas jogged over to the entertainment system and started messing with it, humming to himself. Om. Nah, I kid. Just double checking. Okay, the last committee member still has some non-available answers. Okay, so I might just leave those there, and the average will not count it. But that's just sometimes how it be if they don't reply in time. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on and keep going. Haas jogged over to the entertainment system and started messing with it, humming to himself. So, am I going to regret agreeing to this? With how much Haas was talking this up, it can't hurt, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, I think I was knocking my wall. Okay. Alright, moment of truth, Tyson. You a dubs guy or a subs guy? Why'd you have to ask it like that? Dubs or subs, baby? Subs all the way! Subs be authentic, but dubs are also really good. Like, I have nothing against dubs. I love dubs, especially like ones done well. But yeah, I like watching the sub first before I go to the dub, just to see the original intent, I guess. So I guess in my preference, I like to watch sub then dub. Alright, so subs or dubs? The fuck did you just ask me? It just like fucking pulls out a knife. The fuck? The fuck you asked me? I do not have my Dirk the Red Panda Discord, but I would love to make one maybe someday and hand it over to somebody just so there's like a Discord maybe for fans to just join. Because the one that was made back when just kind of disappeared one day. I think it got deleted. So yeah, when I have the time in my infinitely unavailable schedule, yeah. So, the fuck did you just ask me? Not that hard of a question. Dubs or subs? If it's a choice between the two, I'd have to say dub, right? Dean, I swear to God, this is the end of our relationship right now. This is where I pull the line. I can't do it with you anymore. Why the fuck would you say dubs? I'm sorry. Calm down. Calm down. Nah, dubs are fine though. Yeah, I love both. So, but yeah, subs are preferences. So, right. What makes you say that, Dean? Rub-a-dub-dub, right? Oh, fuck off. That's not what it means. Oh, Tyson actually knows? Oh my goodness. Does it really matter? It's very important. If you pick wrong, I mean... You're entitled to your opinion, but I will judge you for it. Haas looks like he's about to choke someone for this opinion. Pup, help me out here. Oh, right. So, subs is short for subtitles, and dubs is short for, dub titles, obviously. Easy. Dub titles. Everybody face palm at once. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, not even close. Do I have to read, or do I have to read if I pick the dub title one? It's not dub titles, or it's not dub titles, but can it be? I caught Ty smirking. He was doing this on purpose, and it seemed as though Dean had picked up on a chance to razz Haas too. Maybe we should stick to dub titles, Haas. Dub titles are my favorite. I love dub titles. Not you too, Dave. I'll have you know there's a fine art of dubbing something over. It's not as easy as you think. Like me dubbing this over right now. Technically, this is subtitles right now. My weeb side is so minuscule, it's unbelievable. Like, people think, oh, you watch tons of animes and shit. My brother watches more animes and cartoons and shit than I do, and I'm just a very boring personality. and I'm surprised that I still have a fan base. Yeah, I also am a very low energy person that, like, I feel like I get very easily drained if I try and socialize too much. Just saying, if anybody tries to hit me up, please don't talk my ear off. That's just going for anyone, like, especially in a voice chat, because that's the worst thing you could do, like, with somebody. Like, if they give you the floor, do not talk their ear off. Give the creator or whoever a chance to speak, because, oof, as a creator, when that happens, it just, you get kind of like, you kind of want to put your headphones down and just put them in a pillow and just be like, okay, wait until you finish. But yeah, just saying, for anybody who talks to a creator, make sure you don't go on for too long, unless, like, you pause and they're like, okay, unless they're, you know, cool with you saying, like, okay, go on, like, unless they verbally say, okay, go on, or whatever, then yeah, it's a good cue to be like, yeah, I should shut up now. Alright, so what was I talking about? Dub titles. Alrighty then. Not you too, Dave. I'll have you know there's a fine art of dubbing something over. It's not as easy as you think. But, what is it? Imagine taking a video and then talking over it. But you need to also make sure that the amount of time a character is talking for matches how long it takes to say the line. Doesn't sound too hard. Just put the volume down and just talk over it, right? Not quite. Then you have to worry about the music and the sound effects too. Bit too complicated for me, sorry. Is it really that hard? It takes some work, but I've done an episode or two of fan dubbing. We could watch those instead if you want. Oh god, Haas dubs! Haas dubs videos! Haas is coming full circle! Yeah, Haas is me! Haas has the same, like, mane as I do right now. It's like all just scraggled out like this now. Oh god, turning into Haas. Oh no. But if you guys want to know my favorite non-furry anime, I would say Haikyuu would be up there. But my favorite current one that I'm watching is Disastrous Life of Psyche K. Solid comedic humor. And it's just that dry humor that I so love. But I'm really bad at getting into just regular human animes. Like, it's not that I don't hate them. I actually respect them, and when people, like, talk about how much they like them, I'm fine with them. It's just, I can't get myself to watch them. Like, I feel like I have to have somebody invite me to watch it in a regular anime like that. Like, I just am really bad at doing things unless people invite me along. Like, that's the problem with my emotional energy. It's just, I just don't do stuff unless people actually invite me along. And so at times it'll go weeks where I just don't really do much. Besides this stuff, the streaming and working and school. Alright, so let's see if Haas has any animes that he dubs. Oh no, wait. We could watch those instead if you want. No! No, not right now. Next time, maybe. Well, fine. We'll watch the first episode dubbed and go from there. Although, I warn you that subs typically is the way to go. Haas is such a weeb, and I love it. Dean and Tyson went and grabbed beanbags while Haas finished setting things up. I thought back to the movie night and wondered, would Dean mind if I decided to go and sit in his lap? After all, we'd be saving a beanbag. Not that there was any shortage of them, really. Then again, I could always just get my own beanbag, but where was the fun in that? Sit next to? I wonder who? Pity points. No, I kid. I kept my eyes on Dean, the corners of my mouth twitching upward upon noticing him giving me a smile in kind.
Everything alright?
Yep. You're lucky I've got you a beanbag, you dork. Oh. Cock block.
Who said he needed one, Tyson? Figured he may as well sit on my lap.
Fuck off. Give him the choice at least. I don't really mind. Honest.
So I'll take that as a yes to sitting in my lap.
I noticed that the both of them had carried over 2 beanbags each, so there were 4 in total. Dean eased himself back into a beanbag, shuffling back and patting his leg as if to signal for me to sit.
Come on, handsome. Room for one more.
Ugh. By comparison, Ty just dropped into the one right next to Dean, grumbling. I shot Ty a quick glance before spinning around and dropping myself into Dean's lap.
Whoa, careful.
Don't want to break his dick off. Oh, did I?
No, but it could have been close.
Sex never happens by accident.
Oh well, no harm done.
He shifted me slightly. I had another reminder as to just how big he was compared to me. Sure, he stood taller, but he was broader too, just through virtue of being bare. I noticed Tyson watching us, but he said nothing. Seemed as though Dean noticed, though.
What's the matter, Tyson?
Nothing.
Oh, come on, with a face like that, you want to cuddle up with Dave instead?
Oh, fuck off. He can cuddle with who he wants.
True, but if you're uncomfortable, I can back off.
Really?
Why not?
I shuffled in Dean's lap, finding him placing a hand on my hip to keep me steady. Despite what he just said, it didn't seem as though he was making an effort to push me off.
Not going to rub your face in it if you're bothered. But at the same time, unless you tell me something's wrong, I'm not going to stop doing what I want to do just because you're sulking.
I'm not sulking.
Well, buck up then. No reason to be upset, Tyson. We're just having a good time as friends, right?
Right. Someone looks comfy.
Ugh. Are we good to start yet?
Pretty much. At least on my end.
Hey, I'm good to start too.
Dean made a point of rubbing my side as he spoke, prompting me to nod along too. All good here too. Excellent. Before I go hitting the lights, I had a question for you, Tyson. Will you be my boyfriend? That would be so funny if that actually happened.
What?
Want to get buddy-buddy like Dean and Dave are?
Called it!
Fuck off. Would it help if I claimed no homo?
Just go hit the lights.
Alright. Just a second. Haas wandered off to hit the lights, returning a moment later to sit in one of the available bean bags. I watched this show before, or parts of it. Haas seemed to be in a constant state of deciding where the best place to start the show was. There was another one like it, something about the Holy Grail that you could watch in any order, except you couldn't without spoiling parts of it. I don't even know which one they're referencing here. I'm not weeb enough to know. It was all a little too serious for me, but if it made him happy, then I was happy to just watch whatever. I prefer the ones that had a mix of exciting events and lighthearted fun. For me, I just like either like the lighthearted fun with the sprinkling of exciting events, or something that does kind of deal with personal, something that is more of like a self-analysis, maybe it can have some tragedy to it, but yeah, something where it is like very self-analytical, because I feel like I don't see that enough. Not enough tragedies out there. Not enough about the loners. I think Death Note, I guess, might count. Who knows? I'm not weeb enough to know all the anime maze, which is what that same roommate called them. Still use that to this day. Anime maze. Alright. I preferred the ones that had a mix of exciting events and light-hearted fun. After the first episode, I looked to see how Tyson was faring, and he seemed to be interested enough to keep watching. Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, Fate Extra Fate... What the fuck? Is this the one they're referencing? Are they watching Fate? Nah, the one they're watching right now I think is JoJo, but I think Dave was referencing to that maybe? Like I said, I don't know. After the first episode, I looked to see how Tyson was faring, and he seemed to be interested enough to keep watching. Dean, on the other hand, seemed less than interested, although I couldn't tell how much of that was because I was sitting on his lap. Haas, on the other hand, as expected, had a smile plastered on his face and jumped up to start the next episode the moment the end credits had finished. By the second episode, though... Tyson's a weeb now! Tyson's a weeb! Everyone enjoying so far? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm down to keep going. What's wrong, Dean? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Dean, it's okay if you're not a weeb. We will accept you no matter what. Not your thing, big guy? Not exactly. What about if we switch? We could find something that we can all like, right? Oh, poor Haas. Haas tried so hard. Haas died for your sins. No, that's alright. I'll go make myself busy elsewhere. No, Dean, don't go! Dean patted my back, gesturing me to get up so he could stand. Thanks, handsome. Still, was good to try something a bit different. Might go check in on the crops. Then, might go for a stroll on my own. No, Dean, you might die because of that. Crops? Like the greenhouse? That's right. Wanna come? I thought about it. Part of me didn't like the idea of Dean being alone. The other part just wanted me to spend more time with him, and some privacy might be good, as dangerous as it could be. Sure. I mimicked Dean's stretch before flashing him a toothy smile. Lead the way. Dean led the way out of the rec room, downstairs towards the back door. Let's do it on the lawn. Hey. I turned to look at him as we stood on the back porch. I'm happy you decided to join me. Well, you were nice enough to be a chair for me. It's the least I could do. Oh, was that the only reason? Well, no. What? No. I do like spending time with you, too. Dean stretched out his arms, yawning. I guess it's just nice having that reassurance that you're interested in what I'm into. Unless... He nudged me gently, wriggling his eyebrows. You had other reasons for joining me? I smirked back at him. What, here? What if someone else sees Dean? I guess we'd better be quick. Mommy caught me on the sofa, wasn't me. Buddy caught me in the backyard, wasn't me. You even caught me in the shower, wasn't me. You even caught me on camera, wasn't me. Oh god, it's just gonna be that. Oh god, is there a war going on? Oh no, are you guys fighting for Tyson? Please don't fight. Tyson will kick both your asses in and turn you into bowling balls. And then take nobody because he's just that socially isolated. But yeah, please don't fight over Tyson. Just celebrate the fact that he made my best boy bracket. What, here? What if someone else sees Dean? I guess we better be quick. Oh, well, I think I can be quick. That doesn't sound fun, Dean. The moment he went for his fly, I reached out to grab his arm, stopping him. I should have known better than to call his bluff.
What, not interested after all?
No, I'm not right now. I should have known better than to try copying you.
Well, what is it that they say about mimicry and flattery? I'm not going to catch you wearing my shirts next, am I?
I laughed and he patted me on the back before we set off towards the greenhouse. Do it in the greenhouse! The moment we stepped foot inside, I breathed in deep. Carcinogens! It was a mix of scents that I was slowly becoming fond of. That mix of loamy soil and slightly damp air that made the place feel and smell fresh. So what should I do?
Oh, nothing. Not if you don't want to.
And if I do want to?
Well, in that case, come over here, or come on over here.
He gestured for me to follow over to some pots, where he looked around for a bit before taking up a pair of snippers. Snip, snip. Can I get a little snip, snip?
I want you to hold something. Let me just get it for you.
He turned and with a quick motion with his hand, turned back around with a freshly cut flower.
Here, hold this for me.
I felt my cheeks go red under my fur as I carefully took the flower from him. Why do I get the impression that you're not going to be asking for this one back?
Am I that obvious?
A little, but I don't mind. I don't think so, at least. But when I say I want help, I mean it. Dean straightened up, looking serious.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but there really isn't anything to do. I planted some onions, in honor of the Onion Boy, but they're going to take a few weeks to be ready. Otherwise, everything else just needs water, which I did before we came in for lunch.
Oh, so why did we come in here? Is he going to plant his seed in? He's going to plant his seed into you.
Well, I just like checking up on them. They're like
children? They're like your children? I wonder where I've heard that one from. Who would ship... I was about to say Derek. Who would ship Dean and Haru? Like, that would be an interesting gardening couple. Both are fuckboys. Both love gardening. And other than that, I can't think of anything else. Dean would just tower over her. That would just be interesting. Alright, so, yes, both share Tyson. Compromise, damn it! I'm a girl, Dirk, and he is mine! I did not know that. I am not sure if you're being serious. All the girls on the internet are not girls. That's what I've been told by my parents. Sorry. So,
they're like
kids?
Something like that. I can keep plants alive and healthy. I can dote and care for them, and they'll bloom.
There was a bit of hesitation on his face, as if he wanted to continue, but didn't quite know how to phrase it. Dean, are you alright?
I'm fine. This is just a harsh reminder that that's a lot harder to nurture and care for something than it is to destroy. For example, growing a tree takes years. Cutting it down is a matter of minutes with a chainsaw.
Oh, that's so sad. That's true, but it's worth it, right?
What do you mean?
Well, it's the same with vegetables, right? Like the pumpkin. I don't know how long that took to grow, but in a day it was gone. But even then, it'll keep feeding us and we had fun, so it was worth it.
Maybe.
Jonathan, how could you? Go to your room. Go to the timeout corner, now. So,
maybe.
Dean seemed to consider what I'd said a bit more than Dean seemed to consider what I'd said a bit more than I'd intended.
No, you're right. People are sort of the same.
This is why that's why I'm terrible at forming relationships, because it's just a huge time investment and I'm really bad at forming them. And then I do one slight thing and then things come falling apart. Or I don't do anything and they'll fall apart. It's like I always get the worst case scenario of things, because I've always been so used to getting the rejection of things. So, yeah.
People are sort of the same.
Same? In what way?
Not that I really planned for it to happen, but let's say I make you upset. I made that happen, but what if that thing I made you upset about kept you from getting hurt or sick? That seems like a fair trade-off to me.
Right.
So just because a bad thing happens doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom. It could just be what comes before something happier, right?
I frowned, looking at Dean. Are you...
Am I what?
I shook my head quickly, dismissing the thought. There was no way Dean was plotting something to hurt me intentionally. At least not at the moment.
I'm watching you, Dean. Dave, come on, talk to me. What's on your mind?
Are you talking about... me? Us, I mean?
Not exactly, but not entirely inaccurate.
He seemed tense, standing there with his gaze fixed upon me. Kiss Dean. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. I want to kiss Dean just because I feel like that will be something to just, actually help us. Fuck it, we're kissing Dean. I edged forward, placing my hands on his chest.
What?
I wasn't sure if it was learned behavior at this point, but I knew Dean responded well to kisses. Gotta get him on your good side, or at least like them with how often he kissed me. So I leaned up as best as I could, given our height difference, and kissed him softly on the mouth. He didn't reciprocate though, which made me very sad. Did I do it wrong?
Not at all.
Not at all. In one quick motion, he had me around the waist, roughly pulling me in close and kissing me back. Sorry, I'm making this chat tired. Press F to my sleep state. Sorry, Jonathan. I'm gonna have to break the door down. Okay, the door's open. Have fun! In one quick motion, he had me around the waist, roughly pulling me in close and kissing me back. The suddenness of it made me jump, but it was clear that he was much better at this than I was.
It was good that you made the first move. Very good.
Very good? Why?
Just a sign that I'm probably doing right by you.
Of course you are, Dean. If you weren't,
What, you tell me?
Well, yeah. Even then, I don't know, I would have thought that it'd be obvious if I wasn't interested. Dean hugged me close and I squeezed him back. It felt right. At least in this very moment, there was nothing else I'd rather be. Did you feel up for that walk still?
Sure, that'd be nice.
Where'd you want to go?
Given how you went wandering off into the woods unsupervised, I don't know if trekking through there was a good idea. Where did you wander off to this morning? Towards the main road, right?
Oh boy, is this time for a cameo? Yeah, but I didn't get very far.
Well, if that's the case, then I think the woods might be our only bet, unless you want to do laps of the house.
I don't really mind. Where were you planning on going, Dean?
was probably going to go into the woods, but if we go, you can't go wandering off again, alright?
Okay, promise. Why do people keep hiding in my room? What's wrong? Oh god. Why do you people keep fighting for Tyson? This is the Dean route, damn it!
Well, alright then. Let's head on out.
Alright, so Jonathan is in my room. Alright, time to open the door. Have fun! I also need to take a piss, so I'm gonna quickly do that. Alright, did you guys catch him yet? Alright, so let's continue. Dean led the way out of the greenhouse with me close behind. It felt familiar, a mix between dread and excited that I wasn't sure I liked. My hesitation must have been clear as Dean took my hand in his, leading forward. Ooh, the giant forest again. It was quite here. It was quiet here. Peaceful. Dean just kept on trekking forward, as if he knew where to go. There was no road, no path to follow, and occasionally he'd stop to look at a tree or something before continuing on. I didn't question the destination, but at some point I had to stop. Dean, wait.
What's wrong?
Just a small break, please. Just a small break, please. He didn't let go of my hand, looking around before a smile broke out on his face and my world was flipped on its head and he picked me up onto his shoulders. Whoa! He wandered a few steps through a bush and sat me down on a stump.
Take a breather, it's alright. We're almost there anyway.
Where are we going?
What? Don't want it to be a surprise?
I didn't realize it was going to be a surprise, but we're going to be back in time for dinner, right?
Of course. Can't do much anyway. Not without bringing the others to come see as well. But we can check it out first anyway.
Dean wandered off for a bit, checking out some of the trees and running his hands through the foliage. He didn't wander out of sight, occasionally flashing a smile before going about his own investigation. After a couple of minutes, I joined him, and taking his hand again, he leads the way forward. Ooh, look at this, a waterfall! Oh.
Yep.
I wandered over to the river's edge, looking down into the water. All things considered, it looked clear, cleaner than I would have assumed. How'd you know this was here?
I had a hunch given the layout of the forest, plus a few other things that I picked up from when Roswell and I were out there.
I'd have forgotten that Roswell had been out here with Dean. I kept thinking back to him getting lost out here alone, but maybe Dean picked up on more things being out here twice in one day. Fuck me, I keep yawning.
So, I figure we can sit here for a bit before heading back. Sound good?
Sure. Dean was already moving over to the river, and he kicked his boots off, sticking his feet into the water before just laying back.
Water's nice.
Who the hell's Walter?
Water's nice. Good on the feet after walking so much.
Really? He looked over to me, looking relaxed.
Why would I lie about it? Kick those sneakers off and dip your feet in, Dave.
I nodded slowly, taking my shoes off and sitting on the edge of the river before following suit. It was cold, but refreshing. Oh, you're right.
What? You'd think I'd lie about that?
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. But do you think the others would like this?
Probably. Sal would like it, if only because there's water, but it's quiet.
I get the impression he'd just I get the impression he'd just like to sit here and watch the water given how peaceful it is.
Probably. He was like that when we went to the beach one time.
You two went to the beach? Without me?
Not everything needs to involve you, Dave. I'm allowed to hang out with my friends.
I may have to kick you guys out if you keep on going. This is really going too far. I'm really getting tired of this. Really tired of this. Like I said, maybe I'll give a couple more minutes. Otherwise, I will maybe block somebody or remove them. You guys. Oh, I can put users in timeout? Cool. So, yeah, I might have to do that with a couple of you. Especially Oscar and Jonathan right now. Thanks. So,
not everything needs to involve you, Dave. I'm allowed to hang out with my friends.
I just assumed. Well, yeah. It's alright, guys. Sometimes I just have to put my foot down and tell you guys are going crazy. Because I don't want the whole entire stream to just be the whole fight. Because, it's fun for a little bit, then it goes too far. It's like I see some other chats and it's like they're a lot more civil, where it's like they don't get into like these flame wars. And I'm just like, man, I wish my chat was like that. So,
what? That Sal and I didn't know each other?
I mean, I guess. Especially given he was ready to punch you. Plus, you never really brought it up before.
Well, you never asked. Plus, we've been friends for years. Rarely do I get him so worked up that he's ready to lay into me. But it's happened a couple of times. I don't hold it against him, though.
I never knew. But still. Friends shouldn't hurt each other.
What about you and Tyson? He ever hurt you?
The answer was obviously yes, but I hadn't expected to be blindsided like that.
End of the day, if you apologize to one another and move forward from it, things typically work out. If you can apologize for it.
You can't apologize for everything?
Not everything, no. Some wounds can't survive that sort of thing. You can try, but it's hard.
Oh. We sat in quiet for a while longer before my curiosity got the better of me. What sort of things can't you apologize for?
There are things, Dave. Heavy things. Things that I'm not sure I want to put you through.
But I can help, right? Somehow?
You do. Of course you do.
But
some things you can't change. Some things only I can deal with. And as much as I'd like to magically fix it, we can't. As much as it keeps me up at night, as much as it makes me worry that I'm going to do wrong, but by you as well, it's...
He shook his head, sighing out.
It's just something you work through. Just promise me something.
Anything? What is it?
That if push comes to shove, You do the right thing.
But I'd always do the right thing.
Even if you were in danger. Even if it meant you were going to get hurt.
I think so. What is Dean hiding from us? I'm really curious now. What is happening?
I don't expect you to know right now, but when the time comes, I get the feeling you're going to need to make a tough decision, Dave. You're the kind of person that wants to do right by everyone, and that's a big draw for someone who wants to take advantage.
Yeah, I'm totally like Dave. Easily taken advantage of. And as a result, people don't really latch on to me. It's like people used to when it was like, people have never really latched on to me. I kind of just threw myself into situations and got involved with things. And people are like, okay, I can just tolerate you. Yeah, never been like people never were ever close friends with me. That's a sad thing. So yeah, what's to take advantage? You're scaring me a little, Dean. What are you trying to say? That I'll need to potentially get hurt to do the right thing?
Hopefully not, but maybe. I'm sure as hell going to do my hardest to make sure that doesn't happen. But there are some things that I can't protect you from, even if you are my boyfriend. I'd try even if you weren't, but still.
Hey, Dean, it's okay. Sure, the last few days have been rough, but I mean it when I say that you've done a great deal of keeping me sane. It's hard, but I'm not looking for any fights. The opposite, really. You know that, right?
I do, but it's always nice to hear. Thank you.
You don't have to apologize like that, Jonathan. Fuck, I unplugged it. I just unplugged something. Okay. TV is doing its own thing. Oh, I just knocked a cable by accident. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything is fine, I swear. You guys don't need to apologize so hard. And yes, I broke the TV. Not really, I didn't break it, I just knocked the cable loose by accident. That's why I need to keep my legs far from the end of my desk. It's like I like stretching my legs, but then I keep getting caught up in these cords. And I just wish I could be more wireless with these things sometimes, but, things just happen. So Dean sat up and put an arm around me, holding me close.
I mean it. Thank you, Dave.
I didn't realize until it happened again just how often I sat in absolute silence with people. But it wasn't a bad thing. There was something nice about not needing to say anything and to just enjoy the time with someone else. Dean was someone that I didn't mind. I didn't mind sitting together with. I wasn't sure if it was because it was a break from him being so flirty, or if I just liked having some quality alone time. It was probably a combination of both, given how much I did like cuddling up with Orlando. But there was something about Dean that was different. As I wriggled my toes in the water, my mind wondered as to what things would mean moving forward. Was I going to be a good boyfriend? Would he make a good boyfriend? As if feeling my uncertainty, I leaned over and he leaned over actually and kissed me on the cheek. Opposite day.
You doing all right, handsome?
I nodded slowly. Yeah. I smiled gently, looking down into the water, as it flowed over by my feet. As it flowed over my feet. Not as if. But that's when I saw it. Wait, what's that in the water? I leaned forward, peering at the glint I saw peeking out behind my foot. Dean, is that... Right there. Dean leaned in, frowning as I pointed out what I'd seen.
You're kidding me. Out here? Really?
He shuffled across slightly to reach for a fallen branch, using it to fish out the object from the water. Or out of the water, either way. Dean picked it up and wiped it on his shirt, looking it over before handing it over to me.
Take a look.
He handed me the medal, and I turned it over in hand. We collected another medal. Woo! Why is that out here? Seems like this task was almost impossible, huh?
No kidding. But I suppose if we found it, no harm done. Chances are we might have found it if we came out this way to do some fishing. Assuming it didn't drift downstream.
Right. I looked at the emblazoned, never heard that word before, looked at the emblazoned H on the surface, going through the names of the zodiac in my head.
What's the matter?
Oh, just trying to figure out which one this is. Fuck, which one starts with H again? It's not... I know Hermes is like some sort of like Greek god or Roman god or some crap. I don't know what it is. I know there's Scorpio, Leo, the other ones, but I don't know this. You guys need to stop apologizing. It's okay. Let's move on. Alright, back to this. Just trying to figure out which one this is.
Any ideas?
Well, I don't think any of them start with the letter H, so I'm kind of stumped.
Something to ask the others at some point then. Aside from the mystery of the random medal, are you at least having a good time?
I think so, but I might be getting a little cold, and...
And what?
Well, I raised my feet out of the water, wiggling my toes for him to see, watching them drip. We didn't bring anything to wipe our feet with.
Oh shoot, right. Well, that's on me, so... Ah! How about I just carry you back? On my back, even.
Wait. Really?
Sure, I don't mind getting a little dirty, even my feet. Nothing a little shower won't fix anyway. It's about the time anyway. Or it's about that time anyway, so...
Dean jumped to his feet, offering a hand out to me and helping me up.
Come on, honeybee.
Dean turned around and I jumped up, again reminded of how broad he was compared to me, beneath all of his fur. He felt solid, strong, and I felt safe. And sure enough, he carried me the whole way back, not breaking stride once. By the time dinner rolled around, we all filed into the dining room and sat down. I felt happier. Oh shoot, I need to remind the meeting people. Alright, I just had to say when our meeting was. Our official committee meeting is at redacted time. We will never know the time, because I am secretive. But yeah, we're trying to get done sometime tomorrow. Like, earlier better than later, because some of us are on later time zones and blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm trying to get it done as soon as we can so we can get the bracket out. They don't have to worry about being involved for the rest of it unless there's a tiebreaker necessary. And so that we can all so that everybody else can just sit there and just vote for their favorite best boy for each match. And for me to be the only one that worries about the complex parts and moving people on and stuff. Brackets are not hard to do once you got people on the bracket. It's just assigning them slots is the hardest part. So yeah. Alright, that was a huge detour, so let's continue. I felt happier, at ease, based on how the day had turned out. It started low, but it ended up going alright. So, what's for dinner?
Good question. Orlando?
Roswell volunteered to cook, making what? I don't know, but he seemed ready to try at least.
He's not going to burn the place down, is he?
Don't worry, he's not Shuichi. Oh, I hope not. Worry enough about that whenever Sal's in the kitchen.
Harsh. I'm not that bad, am I? I'm not the best, sure, but how hard is it really to set fire to the place?
Surprisingly easy. I looked at Dean, who seemed primed to say the same thing, but backed down after Haas spoke up. You weren't so bad, though. You can do chicken. That's right. You can do hot oil, so you're fine.
Is hot oil that dangerous?
Oh, yes, it is. Very dangerous. Oh, boy.
But he can cook, though. But can he cook, though?
I think so. You could always go in and give him a hand, Ty.
Nope.
I'll take my turn cooking later.
What can you cook, Tyson?
Nothing fancy, but I get by. Pulls up a 5-star meal. I just made a chicken piccata with some capers and add some fine high-quality pasta, fettuccine, with some side of garlic bread. For dessert, I made a cannoli. It's just like Dean's, or no, it's like Tyson just is like a master chef and nobody knows it. Oh god, that would be too funny. Nothing fancy, but I get by. But what though?
Stew, toast, scrambled eggs. I guess I can grill meat.
That's a pretty limited range. Sounds like me when I cook. Well, at least you can make burgers. They're good burgers, at least.
Hey, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, man. Take your order.
Oh god, that was fucked. Fuck. Oh god. You guys happy? You guys happy I did that? God, I had to just clear myself after that. They're good burgers, at least. Hey, I like a good burger. But do you like the good burger? Reckon we can put you on dinner tomorrow?
Seriously?
Yeah. And if you need help, I'm sure someone would be willing to lend a hand. Put me down to help. Oh boy, I can't wait to see Haas get shipped with Tyson. Oh, that would be such a nice ship.
Really?
Of course. Shouldn't be too hard, right? There's what? Orlando started to count on his fingers. 8. All of us plus Benson, right? My eyes narrowed, nodding slowly. There was only 8. Oswin didn't exist. It was a lie that It was a lie that I had decided to keep for now. Right. Okay, 8 people. That's easy. That was easy. Given how much Dean can put away, and how big Sal is, probably going to be making enough for more like 10. Probably. Is that bad though? It doesn't bother me. We continued chatting around the table until Roswell brought out food. Some sort of mushroom dish with rice. Roswell having his evil plan of sorts. Secretly knows about Oswin, makes a poison mushroom ingredient. Just like, hee, I'm gonna kill Tyson. Don't do it, Roswell. I dare you. Apparently this was from the stuff he'd gathered when he was out in the woods. Oh boy. Having eaten our fill, Dean leaned back in his chair, sighing out and looking to Roswell.
So, what was in that anyway?
Or wait, so... Hold, I'm doing a mix of two voices, my bad.
So, what was in that anyway?
You can't tell?
Should I be able to tell?
Given how we picked some of these, yeah. I used some patty straws along with what I found in the kitchen. What about the rice, though? Garlic and butter, right? Otherwise, it was just steamed rice, I think. Yep. Damn, Roswell, you a freaking master chef. I do something like that where I do a buttered rice with some angel hair pasta noodles in there. I should add garlic to that just to see how that would mix with things, but oof, butter with rice is so good. You're gonna make me orgasm. So, it was like a mushroom curry? More like a stew, I think. I sort of panicked and threw everything into a pot and tried to figure out what to make. There's still a little bit left, but probably not enough for another meal.
I don't know. It tasted fine to me.
I saw Roswell start to say something before forcing himself back, scratching his head instead.
I'm not picky. I would eat that again.
Same here. In any case, thanks for the dinner, Roswell. Oh, thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Well, I'm going to clean up dinner. I made the mess, so may as well clean it up. Oh my god, Roswell, you're so... That's like the most wholesome thing you've done all this series. Like, for me, I'm the type of person where it's like, if I'm cooking dinner for people, I would want them to clean up for me. Like, I make the food, you do the dishes. But if it's by myself, I try and clean it up as soon as I'm done using the items, and if I have, like, downtime in between. Like, in between, like, cooking and eating, I guess. Yeah. So it's like I always try and be as efficient as I can with it so I don't leave it for later, because I hate leaving pots and pans all dirty. Ugh, it drives me nuts. Alright, so, well, I'm going to clean up dinner. I made the mess, so may as well clean it.
Can I help? It doesn't seem fair for you to do all the work.
Oh, well, if you want to. I'm not going to say no, but don't feel pressured to, honest.
It'll get done faster that way. I'll meet you in the kitchen.
Well, that makes things easy. There was some showing of people stacking their plates to make the trip into the kitchen easier before people started to peel away. With dinner behind me, I yawned. I didn't feel like I did much today, but I was for sure ready for bed. Faux show. I was a hoe. Faux show. As I was rubbing my eyes, Dean stopped before me, looking me over.
Tired?
I guess so. Maybe the walk took more out of me than I thought.
Want me to carry you up to bed?
Oh, no. That's alright. I just... might take a shower and get comfortable.
Well, alright. See you in the morning, then.
Well, I was assuming that I'd see you when I got out of the shower. Damn, Dave, stop being so horny. Oh, really now? I mean, if you're interested, I don't know how much I'll be up for, but the offer is there?
Well, alright. I'll see you upstairs.
Not heading up just yet. Or not heading up just yet?
If we're doing a do-over from last time, I should probably go get you another flower, right?
Oh, no, that's alright. I don't need another flower.
But do you want another one?
It's no bother, really. You seem to like the last one. I did, but... I don't want another flower. Not right now, anyway.
Anything else I can bring you instead? Bit late for coffee.
I laughed, wondering if I should make some sort of lewd comment and risk him taking it too far. You don't need to bring me anything, Dean.
But if I want to?
Then, surprise me?
Alright, I can do that. You sleeping in my bed, or am I sleeping in yours?
I thought back, thinking about what might happen and the implication of using my room. The fact that my room was bugged made me hesitant to really want to do anything if I could avoid it. Yours, I think.
Then I guess I'll see you when you get out of the shower.
Ooh, I detoured to my room first to get myself some fresh clothes, plus a couple of other things before heading to Dean's. He still wasn't here, and it seemed as though there were still a few clothes strewn about the floor rather than having been picked up. I straightened up the bed and sat my pile of clothes near the end, heading towards the bathroom nervously. Oh my god, put some clothes on, Dave! Okay, now we have a photo of Dave. I didn't get a good photo of Dave earlier for my jury, but I kind of got one from a different CG that I haven't played yet, but I tried to forget that the other half of it existed. But don't worry, it was still PG at least. Dave was still clothed. But yeah, Dave is taking a shower. This is Dave. Dave likes to take showers. Dave is kind of a striped hyena. He looks more striped than spotted. But nevertheless, he is some sort of hyena. Taking a nice shower. The water was nice, and it was enough to settle my nerves. Occasionally, I'd look over my shoulder, half expecting Dean to invite himself into the shower too. It seemed like something he'd do anyway. I'd love to see Dean just smack his face against the window of the shower, just be like, "It's Dean!" and just us freaking the fuck out. I would love to see that. Then my mind started to wonder. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Dean stepping into the shower behind me, putting his hands on my hips to hold me steady. Then he'll probably say something flirty, and given he'd be naked, well... Oh god, what the fuck did I do with my eyes? I snuck a peek down and grumbled, realizing I'd quickly riled myself up. Running my hands through my fur, I tried to distract myself by cleaning more thoroughly, keeping my hands above my waist. After all, if I tended to myself now, Dean would probably be annoyed after hinting I might be interested in messing around. Then again, he'd probably respect my change of heart enough to not hold it against me. Uh-oh, never mind. I thought he was going to do it. I was like, dang it, I was expecting it to happen. I stepped out of the bathroom with a towel around my waist. I'd given myself a quick blow-dry too, so my fur was fluffy and soft. Dean liked that, right? Oh god! What the fuck? What the fuck? Well. Shit. He was sitting on the bed, clad only in his underwear. He had a shower when we got in, if only because of his muddy feet needing a dressing. Nice and clean. I nodded quickly, shuffling closer. Oh, I thought he went into our room. Up and down, inside and out. He laughed as I nodded again. I wasn't sure if he'd caught that and paid attention to that, but he kept his smile all the same. His hands found my sides, just above the towel, and he pulled me forward, pressing his nose against my belly and snuffling around. Okay. Sorry, I just had to double check my scheduling things. Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay, that's 1, 2, well, including me, that's 4. So for the 4 of us, it would seem to work. Only need to get the other 4 to work it out. And the general chat is messaging something. Haha, memes. Okay, the rest of the group is offline. Hopefully they get it in the morning. But their time zones are later than mine, so it'll be later in the day for them at least. Okay. So, it tickled, causing me to squirm as he kneaded my sides, hooking a thumb under my towel. Never mind, he came into our room. You're only wearing a towel. Yeah, I thought, that you'll show me those stripes after all. Okay, he is a striped hyena. I knew it! Well, maybe a look at least? I could feel myself getting hard, a small amount of panic forming in the pit of my stomach given how close Dean's chin was, or his lack of chin. Dean rumbled, half a growl and half chuckle. You're eager for this, huh? No, I'm just... One of Dean's hands wandered higher, cupping the side of my neck, He held his eyes on mine as he pulled away my towel with his other hand, leaving me exposed. Dave exposed? Caught on tape? If he looked down, he'd get an eyeful for sure. I wasn't nearly as big as him downstairs, but he was bigger all over in general. Maybe that's why I felt so nervous. You doing alright? Still, his eyes were locked on mine, but I felt the hand that removed my towel start to wander lower, if slightly to the base of my tail. I think so. With his eyes still on mine, Dean stood before turning us around and easing me backwards onto the bed. He was upon me again, kissing me firmly but gentle, coaxing my mouth open and using his tongue to deepen the kiss. I squeaked, gasping out as he pulled away. The predatory grin made me feel small, but as I watched his eyes drop to look me over, I felt tucking my tail wasn't going to do much anymore. He'd seen it all. His voice had that satisfied rumble to it, quiet without being a whisper. Well, well. Next came a whistle of appreciation, and I watched him look me over more thoroughly. When he reached my face, he wriggled his eyebrows at me, upon catching my eye. Out of instinct or something else, I don't know, my eyes dipped further down and I saw him how riled up he was getting. It was flattering if making me a little nervous. He was as hard as I was, and it was only getting to be a matter of time before something was going to happen. Still all good, Dave? Yeah, I think so. Good. My turn, then. Your turn for what? Well... With another toothy grin, he snapped the waistband of his underwear. I gulped, watching as once again his confidence soared over mine, as he bent over slightly, sliding his underwear down. Oh boy. This is the one that was sketched. I had to, quickly look through the CGs to find a Dave reference. This is definitely not the one I chose. He kicked his underwear away, standing before me as naked as I was. Oof, this is so... Oof. This is oof. This is oof. This is ooh. Standing between my legs like that, Dean just let his junk sip beside mine, dwarfing me in all aspects. No kidding that he was big, but having a direct comparison made me feel bad. Hey, it's alright. Comes with being a bear. My feelings must have shown through in my expression as he started to cop a feel of what I had, making me gasp. Still, don't know why you were so embarrassed of showing me your stripes before, handsome. You're beautiful. He gave me a few strokes, hands slick from how much he was leaking before. It's different having someone else touch you like this, and it felt good. I looked up at him, and he was just watching my face shift as I enjoyed the intention, dipping my eyes down for only a second to sneak another glance at his junk got me a non-verbal invitation from him to cop a feel. It was warm and heavy, leaking right into my fur, making me wonder if I should have showered rather than before. What's the matter? Just wondering why you leak so much, and thinking maybe I should have had a shower after we did this. He laughed, patting me gently on the thigh. It makes for good lube if you're doing this. If all you're doing is tending to your own needs. I suppose that must be handy. Huh, handy, huh? Oh, well, if you insist. Wait, I didn't... Ooh. Damn. Dean shifted his hips, pulling his dick away from my hand and setting it down on mine, taking both in his hand, slowly starting to pump them together. His voice was held low, a satisfied smile on his face as stroke after stroke drew his soft moans out of me. Feels good, right? I nodded quickly, unsure of where to put my hands while Dean had everything handled. I adjusted my hips slightly, wrapping my legs around his waist for the time being. Just lay back, Dave. Just lay back and enjoy. He was getting me close fast, and I think my whimpers were giving it away. I hadn't had the chance to properly tend to myself with everything going on as is, as it was enough to kill your libido. But even at the faintest thought of that being the case, what Dean was doing to me was drowning out all the worries I had been holding on to. Dean. Yeah, I'm getting close, so... There was that smile again, that lusty, confident smirk that made me realize just how much I was putty in his hands. He eased back again, bringing me down from my high and shifting us again. Do you trust me? Yes. He spat his hand and dipped his spare hand underneath my tail, sticking his eyes on mine. Don't worry, I'm gonna go gentle slow. Just relax if you're gonna come. Just go for it, alright? I nodded slowly, only half aware as to what he was getting at before he started pushing in. Much like everything else on him, his fingers were thick, and as Dean started to push in, I gasped out, hissing from the sudden intrusion. Pardon the intrusion, but he stopped all the same, waiting for me to give him the go-ahead to continue. All it took was a nod, and he started back up with his strokes, easing more of his finger into me. There you go. Oh, great seeing you, Janeth. Bye. I had my eyes covered with an arm while my other was gripping the bedsheets. I was in sensory overload, right down to my toes being curled up as Dean worked me over. But then he hit something that made me gasp, drawing out a loud moan from me and making me shrink back down to the bed as soon after in shame. Did I just... Well, that's good to know. He chuckled, pressing against that spot again and drawing out another moan from me, if slightly more controlled. Feels good, handsome? Did I find your button? I whined as he continued rubbing and pressing against me, bringing me closer and closer to the climax faster than I could process. Oh my god, that is a sensation. Before I could even get the words out, I was gritting my teeth as it hit, half bucking into Dean's hand as he let me ride out the orgasm. And half bucking into Dean's hand as he let me ride out my orgasm. No sooner than I had sighed out my breath, Dean quickly tended to himself, holding my gaze before adding to the mess on my front. As much as I felt sticky and gross, it felt awesome. A dumb smile plastered on my face as I watched Dean retrieve the towel he'd shed from me and start to clean up on himself before putting his underwear back on. Feel better? Yeah. I was out of breath. And if I wasn't conscious of how covered I was in the evidence of a good time, I'd have rolled over and fallen asleep right then. Dean helped me up, and together we toweled me off. I'm gonna need a shower in the morning, aren't I? Sorry about that, but probably. Unless you want to rinse off now just to make sure you don't go around smelling like me tomorrow. Unless you want to. I should probably rinse off, but depending on how much you drooled tonight, I probably might just need a shower again in the morning. Dean placed his hands on my shoulders, looking at me seriously, if happy. How are you feeling otherwise, though? Good, I think. Maybe a little sore, but a good sore. I gingerly rubbed my butt, the idea that Dean had been able to do that to me still making my head spin. Well, good. You seem to enjoy it. I know I did. I did, yeah. What's wrong? Nothing really, just wondering what happens next. Sleep, depending on if you take that shower first or not. Not that, I mean, like, doing more of that stuff. Well, that's mostly up to you. I still reckon we're a ways off me getting under your tail proper, though. Dean smacked me firmly on the rear, holding his hand there. But if that's what you want, we'll get there quickly. Don't you worry about that. I chuckled, feeling my face go red. Well, so long as we take it slow, and have enough lube that we should be fine, right? He leaned down and kissed me atop the head before stepping aside. Go rinse off and I'll meet you in the bed. If you want to go for round 2, then we can take it from there. Otherwise, let's just cuddle until we fall asleep. Alright. After a quick shower, I rejoined Dean in bed, opting instead to just stay naked. He'd seen it all now, so it seemed like the perfect night to try something different. Having leaned forward from the last time we shared a bed together, Dean seemed to have only have a single light sheet covering us, but his body was warm enough to not need anything else. We cuddled for a bit before I realized he fell asleep with his arms around me, cradling me close. It took me a little longer, mind wondering about what we'd just done and if it was right, or if what it meant moving forward. Not that I didn't enjoy it. Perhaps it was just guilt that I was looking forward to the next time. Yeah, he really is a man. But eventually sleep found me and I blackened out, nestled against his broad chest. Save. Day 10. Alright, we made it to day 10. I am not going to continue here because it's 10 o'clock at night and I don't want to keep my parents up or anybody else up. Plus, I should probably go to sleep early because I scheduled that committee meeting that I made for earlier in the day tomorrow. And so I should probably close shop here, but tomorrow will be the day we figure out the whole March Madness bracket, which was what consisted of the first 25 minutes if you skipped everything prior to the actual password reading. So, yeah, that was kind of why the password streams have been on hiatus, was me organizing the March Madness thing. Madness. You kind of say it like mad, but man. It's a pun, but yeah, that's my big thing that I'm finishing off. Once I get it completed by like tomorrow and have that all set up, it should be really easy to just look at the matches and go, oh, match, make a straw poll, post, easy. Like once I get that done, it'll be much easier from there. This is the hardest part, so I'll be able to probably more so stream. But then again, I also start school on Tuesday, but I only have school Tuesday through Thursday. And if I can get like time in between those 2 days, maybe then or on the weekends. So at least I have a 4-day weekend technically to do work if I'm not doing homework and stuff already. So yeah, that is my life right now and how things are going. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. So, edit this. I have to say, Cloud 9 on day 9. Or reaching Cloud 9. Reaching Cloud 9 on day 9. That is the perfect title for this episode. So that is what this episode's going to be titled. And so, oh, frick. Why do I keep doing that? Yeah, I should be very careful next time I get anywhere near that black cable. The black cable is evil. Do not touch the black cable. Okay, everything should be fixed now. Okay, it's fixed. It'll come up in a few seconds. Alright, so, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I'll just edit the comments after, or edit the comments. I'm going to change all your comments. No, I'm going to edit the description afterwards just to make sure we finish day 10 sometime tomorrow or Tuesday. So I want to get it done before I start class because I want to see how much homework I get and how that's going to work. Because doing online courses seem very, you know, it feels different because I'm doing it at this university. I've done it at other universities, but I'm actually going to have to attend the lectures for some of them. So it's just going to feel weird having that motivation to do it. So yeah, I'm done. I'm going to probably talk to my committee. Keep saying committee. But yeah, I'm probably going to deal with that. And yeah, that's it for the night. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, take care, guys.